catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.
All right, everybody, are you ready? This is Crystal. I am so excited to have you here on Storytime. I want you to know that now you can be seen and heard. Yes, Storytime has expanded, and you will be able to see yourself streaming live on multiple platforms. So come on over and get with us and check it out. I want you to go ahead and schedule your interview, and you never know where they might find you online. So, thanks for watching. We're doing some amazing things, so get ready. But now, for tonight, we want you to get ready to be able to survive the unexpected. All right, so we're excited. We're excited to have Mr. Karl Shaft here to do the things he does. Some of you know him as the armed bodyguard on social media, and he has what we call a prepared mindset, and that's why we call this the prepared mindset, because that's what it's all about. So I know that he is in the studio, so we're going to go get him and we're going to welcome him to the studio because he's been waiting patiently. Yes, indeed. Carl, are you there? How you doing tonight?
No complaints whatsoever.
No complaints, no complaints. You know, we still here, so that's the big thing, right? Being able to still be here through it all, and with a calmness. You know, you have a calmness about you, and that's a part of what we're going to talk about. But first and foremost, I want to thank you for being here. I know we were planning on doing this yesterday, and we had to switch it up, and so we're thankful. One moment.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So what we want to do today is really talk about some interesting things that people may not think about. They may not think about these things, you know. And oh, hey, how you doing? There's the Wife School podcast. How you doing there, honey? Thank you for being here today. We want to talk about the things that people may not plan for. You know, you have a mindset of this because of your former career. Am I correct? Introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about who is Karl Shaft. If they've never met you before, just do a little short introduction.
I'm just a simple man, like any other average man out here. Just that I got into a line of work that makes me more aware of my surroundings. I mean, there's awareness when you're a kid, as a teenager, as a young man, and then when you get in certain jobs, it kind of trains you or heightens you to a different type of awareness. And most guys out here that are correction officers or police officers or even military, they would um, they would get those type of jobs that kind of heightens their awareness. So you incorporate that in your personal life, and on a daily basis, it becomes second nature, like a reflex, automatic. And I think more people out here in the real world need that. They need to teach themselves. They need to learn how to make certain things a second reaction, as opposed to panic, emotions, and other things that distract you. So, that's
Wow.
basically what I like to share a lot,
So you said
especially the
something.
women,
You
especially
said,
the women.
yeah, women especially, but you said it's second nature for someone that is in a career such as probation officer, police officer, security, armed forces, military. So it's natural to them. And
Mhm.
so for those who have been in that career, it's easy, but for those who have not, it's not so easy, and it doesn't even come to their mind. So, what is the first thing that we need to tell individuals who may be in that position? They may be a parent, a single woman. What is the first thing that we would tell a woman if they, before February 2nd, 2026, have not been consciously aware of their surroundings? What would be the first act of nature that you would tell them?
Well, I like to start with your home, inside your home. Um, Learn your home, know your home, and position your home in a way where if something comes about, your reaction time is instant. Okay. I've heard stories where people had knives under their bed. Box cutters in their dresser, all kinds of stuff because they said if they was ever asleep and someone came in the house, broke in their house, at least they have something to defend themselves with. So one of the things that I like to teach people a lot about is knowing your home, right? Blind spots, lighting. They have these lights that I love so much that even though you could put three AAA batteries in it, when you walk within its path or near it, it automatically comes on. They have these little ones that you can just stick around anywhere in your house.
Like a
Make
sensor? They have like a sensor on them?
sensor lights, right? Sensor lights. You can get them anywhere, Amazon, Home Depot, whatever. But these are critical. So this way, if something is out there, that light would trigger you, and that would give you an insight. Hey, something's there that's not supposed to be. There's movement going on. Give you that advanced notice, that proactiveness. So we're talking about lighting, sensor lights, that you can stick around anywhere. Also, I don't know if y'all remember that movie Enough, how she turned the lights off and she knew how to walk around her house blindfolded. She knew where everything was at. She positioned her couch, her end tables, all of these different things in a certain way. So this way, if you had to practice how to get up fast, where things are that you need and respond before it takes place. Some people they have a junky house. I don't recommend that. Some people have furniture positioned a certain way where it makes it harder for them to react. Um, some people got bats at their front door. Not bad, you know, but just know your home and plan it so this way your response time to different situations, whether there's a fire in the house, a gas leak, an intruder, anything, you're ready.
So you said a mat. What is a mat? Is a mat going to be difficult? Is it something you don't recommend?
What do you mean a mat?
You said what at the door?
A bat.
A bat at the door. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. You
a
said some
bat.
people have a bat at the door,
Right.
as in something to protect themselves. Yeah, people have many things behind the door. Is it strongly recommended to have these things if you don't know how to use them, though? Because sometimes you can have something and somebody could take it from you, and it could do more harm than good.
And this is where you have to train and teach yourself. If you got to go to one of these schools that teach you self defense and learn how to defend yourself, how to use things properly. Even things that are not considered weapons are weapons.
Right.
Your extension cord can be a weapon. Anything can be a weapon if you prepare to be such.
Yes. I know I was speaking to a young man who teaches self defense, and he was saying how your phone can actually be a weapon. If you know how to use your phone and you hit the right pressure
Hmm.
points with your phone,
Hmm.
even a credit card, a
Yes,
credit card, you can
yes,
you can cut somebody with a credit card.
yes, you
But
can.
these are things that you have to know, definitely in a lot of time. What about alarms? And I know nowadays when I came up, not only did we have an alarm in our house, but we had those window guards. But I don't see a lot of people with those window guards. I remember my dad had one.
The window guards is for really a law for people with kids under 5 years old.
Mm,
And window guards kind of like hinders you too. Alarms just make a lot of noise. Unless that alarm is hooked up to the police department directly, it's useless. Just gonna make a lot of noise. And most people really don't respond, to an alarm situation unless you and your neighbor's cool and they know if they hear that alarm to react and so forth. But people nowadays, they don't even respond to sirens. Okay, so alarms is just there to scare an intruder, but it just makes a lot of noise. I don't know how much good that's going to do, as opposed to the element of surprise of you being prepared. Remember, an alarm can just let them know that, oh shoot, they know I'm here. But when they walk in that door and they don't know what you got in store for them, I hate to use that movie Home Alone, but you got so many different things already in place, prepared. Hey, you know, so
yeah, yeah. The little boy did good. He did really good to be a child. But you know what? Most adults are not going to do that. They're either going to run and hide, or what that little boy did was probably more than any adult would do.
mhm,
And but I laughed when you said that because he really was creative. He was
yeah.
very creative, you know.
But there's a lot of things, like I said, YouTube. You can look up. There's a lot of tricks to the trade that you could use. How to barricade your door. They have these metal rods that can barricade your door, and very hard to get into if you're worrying about a home invasion situation. But let's say they already made it inside a house through a window or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, there's so many ways that you can fortify yourself. Some people back in the day, they used to have little screw nails. So that way you can't just open the window. The only way you get in is you got to break the glass, the whole glass. And
Yeah.
that's risky for the person because if they cut themselves and drop blood, that's DNA left on the scene. So,
Oh wow, that's good.
yeah,
Now, the Wife School podcast said, what about a guard dog?
it can be a big liability issue because if that dog is trained to ward off foreigners, I'm going to use foreigners because anything outside of yourself and your family, they're going to look at as foreigners. And that's a liability because once your dog bites somebody, you're getting sued. And that dog could get put down. So guard dog sounds good, but it's a liability as well. You have to have the insurance, and you know, I've seen people have their dogs out front, in the back, they're chained up. But again, once they bite somebody, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. So now there are different kinds of locks, and a lot of times some people do things like leave their keys under the door, like a spare key,
Never
right?
do that. Never
Never
do
leave a
that.
spare key.
I've always taught even my godkids, always put a spare key on a chain around your neck and keep it in for your car, for your house. So this way, even if you lock yourself out, there you go. Put that key around your neck. And I'm not talking about a metal chain either. I like those what they call them things. It's a different material, like a vinyl. I forgot what they call it. But put it around your neck.
Okay. Now, nowadays, we're living in 2026 and everybody has security cameras. There are cameras everywhere. Talk to me about what you think about the cameras. Now, cameras are good because now you have visible evidence. You can see the people, and it's not speculation because they're on camera.
Well, Ring cameras are not private anymore due to the new cell and the such. I recommend cameras that nobody can tell it's a camera. They got clocks that are camera. They have smoke detectors that are camera. Get one of those type that a person doesn't know it's a camera. That would be more useful.
Wow, so cameras. So inside the house. So we talked about inside the house, and we'll talk about the safety in a minute on how to get out of the house and the exit strategy for that. But before we
Right.
do that, let me ask you about the outside. How about when people have bushes that they let grow too tall and there's something around their door and you can't see what's near you because you have things that are hiding your view?
You get them cut down, and you always focus on your blind spot. That's what you just spoke about. There's if you if you let it grow and don't get it cut, you're creating a blind spot. So get rid of any blind spot. Position cameras always high up that nobody can just readily just go up there and destroy it or whatever, unless they got some damn good aim with a gun and shoot it off. But get multiple cameras and put them around your house. Apartment buildings, you can do the same thing with an apartment building. You can stick a smoke detector right over your door, and nobody would know it's a camera, but it is outside your door, and that would help as well. These type of cameras, believe it or not, can not only record and screenshot, they also good to give you notification on your phone that someone's at your door, and you can talk to them, and they're gonna stand there like, "What the hell?" Or you could just listen in. I don't recommend talking to nobody. Just listen.
Yes, yes.
You always want to have the element of surprise. Just listen. Don't talk to when people come to your door. I see on the ring cam somebody come to your door and you talking to them. Duh, don't do that because your element of surprise is your best defense.
Yes.
They don't know you're looking at them.
Now, Carl, today a lot of people are getting things delivered to their house, whether it's
Mhm.
Amazon or DoorDash or
Mhm.
the food. What are your recommendations for that? Because sometimes some people are careless with the way that they go to the door to get these deliveries, and sometimes they don't have any kind of thought process about who they're opening the door to, what to look for, and a red flag if the person does come to the door and maybe they're phony.
Well, with people with private houses, you can get what they call a box. A box no bigger than the average garbage can, right? And when you're ordering things like from Amazon, they give you a thing where if you have a 4-digit, 3-digit code to open that box, you put it right there. So this way, when they deliver, only that driver would know, oh, I got to put in this code and then put the package in that box. This way, nobody can take it, and that box will stay there. It's a metal box. Think of it like 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 a metal shed or something. But most private houses should have that metal box, and that way, that code is the only way that box is going to open. It's fireproof and all of that. So good luck.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But now in
Mhm.
apartment complexes, people can't do that.
Yeah, apartment complex. I've already suggested to two people, you have to be more mindful to just be there and get a rapport with the Amazon people, which helps you when you get a rapport with certain UPS and Amazon employees. Now you know which one is real and which one is fake.
Yes.
You understand? But it's kind of like, I don't want to contradict myself. You also have Amazon delivery people that don't work directly with Amazon, but they work the same like Uber Eats. So you don't know what car they driving in or whatever. And again, the box is there for a reason.
Now, I'm definitely going to answer that question. We're going to answer that question. We're going to get to that Wife Group podcast about what we should carry, but we're just doing a home. But we're definitely going to get to what's recommended to carry and being aware of your surroundings. But right now, we're just talking initially.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into outside in a minute. I'm starting with your home and your indoors before you go out in public because there's a reason for everything.
Yeah. So let's talk about an exit strategy. You know, in schools every day and on the job, they have these fire drills, they have these
Right.
exit plans, and they tell you exactly what to do. But the average person doesn't do this at home. The average person does
Yeah.
not practice and identify places in the home. What do you say about that? I mean,
Everybody, rather you're single, especially if you have children, should already develop according to the schematics of your house or your apartment. Apartment, I understand you may not have a back door because hey, that might be 8 or 10 floors out the window. I understand that, but this is why panic rooms are becoming popular. Okay, for under 10 grand, you can turn your bathroom, your bedroom, a spare room, whatever, into a panic room. They come, they measure, and they fortify it and make it where if there's an emergency, everybody knows where to go. Fire drills is very important. Having a bag ready in case we have to be evacuated, grab that bag, get out the door. That has all your personal paperwork or whatever, sentimental value. Keep that bag ready so this way you just, I hate to call it this, but ladies, it's no different than your whole bag.
well,
Okay,
let's be nice. Let's say it's no
I
different than
know, but
your
I have to I
bag.
have to get it relatable so this way people understand. But that bag is the bag you grab when you have to leave town on a minute. That's the bag you got to leave the house because it's on fire. I mean, and you should have at least 2 fire extinguishers in your house and one in your car at all times. Everybody, because you never know when a fire may erupt in your car, somebody else's car, or in your house. One in the back, one in the front. I'm just saying.
Wow. So he said a whole bag. That was funny. I was thinking more like the pregnant woman about to give birth, and you have that bag packed
Yeah,
because you know you got to get ready to
same
go to
thing.
the hospital, and you have everything in it, and you
Yeah.
prepared even for you. But in other words, he's saying have something set up. And when you say that, it makes me think about the identification too. It makes me think about the important things that we need to have accessible, especially like right now with all this stuff going on. People need to have proper ID and things like that. Do you believe that maybe people need to have a second copy so they can have that available in that bag?
One is in your phone, so you can pull it up off your phone. Also, of course, one is in your to-go bag. The original, of course, is in the safe, which you can't. I don't care how many bombs go. That safe ain't opening it. You got to watch what kind of safe you're getting. And like I said, never leave personal identification. That means registration, insurance card, anything with your name and address or anything personal. Never have that in your vehicle ever, ever. Keep it in a separate wallet on your person at all times, but don't leave it in the car. So yeah, you
Now,
should have a bunch of copies in different places, and it's not a bad idea too. If you have someone you can trust, make a copy of all your person and put it in their safe. So this way, if all else is lost, you have contingency to go to somebody and say, "Hey, I need my emergency gear."
having a safe, like you said, everybody ought to have a
Yeah.
safe in their home. People think that they don't think about safe unless they have like jewelry, expensive jewelry, and items of value. They
Mhm.
don't think about safe just for your important information and papers.
A lot of my aunt's stuff, I have her stuff in my safe. So if something happened to her, I don't have to be scrambling. It's right there already. So I record a lot of her business on my laptop in case I have to print it out or get to it. This is why I said we have to have contingency plans. Everybody, Rather you got kids or not, rather you're single, even if you're married, doesn't matter. Everybody need to have contingency plan.
Now, did you grow up with in your household? Did they do this, or did this come because of your previous career where you retired from?
This came definitely after my career because my father, he was a man that always thought ahead and always methodical, and he always had things in place to where if something came up, he had the money for it. So it wasn't like I grew up in a family that we didn't believe in layaway, we didn't believe in paying off. If something cost whatever, we just got it and that was done. So, but there was a lot of contingencies that from the men in the family, the males in my family, that was already in place when I was growing up. That taught me how to, And MacGyver was a damn good TV show. But
Okay.
you learn as you go.
Yes. So before we go on to the outside, just help the ladies out, or even it could be some young men or people who just haven't thought about it. The best way to develop a exit strategy or a fire drill in their home if they've never done it before. Should they draw it out, or should they set up a family meeting? What's the best way to do that to help them out a little bit?
Well, the first thing is turn your TV off, turn all your lights on throughout the house. And as you walk through it, each room, think of everything negative that can happen. And then think of ways to how to avoid it or how to deal with it right there at that moment. In other words, really take your emotions out of it. You have to learn not to panic. You have to learn how to keep plenty of bottled waters in different places of your house. Most of the time, accessible for everybody because you never know when that water might be also a weapon as well as a savior. I'm going to say this again. That bottled water can be a weapon and can also be a savior. Just saying.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Water, because you're going to toss it on somebody's face?
Water can be a weapon because not only can you cause it to distract someone, but if you mix it with certain things, like I know somebody that put gasoline in their water bottle and they keep that strategically around. This way, there's your mocktail thing ready to throw at somebody, light them up on fire. This is why I said it can be a weapon, but it can also be a savior if someone's dehydrated, dying, get shot, stabbed, whatever. You need to purify a wound, all kinds of things. So This is why the bathroom is the safest place in the world.
The bathroom in the house.
Yeah.
Or if they have a basement, go low. They always, how they say go low. Mm-hmm. Hey Lisa, how you doing? Yeah. So let me ask you this. They need to practice this every so often, huh?
Yeah.
And you said close your eyes or cut the lights out because you need to know where everything is and be able to move around.
It's two things. The first one is cut all the lights on, cut the TVs off, walk through your house, and while you're walking through the house, each room, you have to analyze each room individually. Think of all the worst case scenarios. If there's a fire, if somebody broke in, whatever. Think of that scenario and how would you work that room? What would you put in that room to deal with that situation? I know they got them fire blankets on Amazon that when you throw it over a fire, the fire's out. I know about those. I keep one in my car as well. And I keep one in the house. But there's so many different scenarios you have to run through your mind. How do you position certain furniture? Okay. I know some guys, they keep weapons in certain places, right behind the couch, so they could just be ready, right underneath the coffee table. Cameras are set up in certain places as well, so they can have one up on. Keeping water bottles in the windowsill of every window in the house. Like I said, it's also to drink, but it's also a weapon if you need to do it. Some people put gasoline in it and they keep it in strategic places. They want to make it a bomb to throw at somebody. It depends.
Yes.
But But with your eyes closed, though, you have to know every inch of your house where everything's at. If you was blind, act as if you was a blind person. Do you know every inch of your house? Practice that, and once you get it down pat, teach it to the kids so they know where everything's at, where that go bag is, and what to do as well.
You know, when you said that, I was also thinking about something else. You know, we came up with having a house phone, and
Yeah.
now a lot of people have cell phones, and some people don't have house phones anymore. And if the cell phone tower goes out or something, you always have that house phone. Do you think that people should go back to having house phones in their house in addition to their cell phones?
I still have a house phone, and I'm like I said, I'm old school, old fashioned. Yes, I suggest the old school house phone because if the Wi-Fi go out or electric go out, you know, but that's an extra bill that people would have to figure out, can they deal with it? Because not all house phones, I know certain companies, the house phone is connected to your Wi-Fi box. So that would be like a waste of time because if
Right.
that electricity go out, so does the Wi-Fi box. So what do you have left?
Yeah. Now, the last thing I want to ask you before we go to the outside, and if y'all have questions, you could definitely add them. We're going to still get back to your question about the attacks and outdoor. The
Mhm.
children, a lot of times we don't teach our children, our young children, these things. And one of the things that came to my mind, I was doing it with my grandbaby last week, was showing her how to dial 911. She's 4 years old. And we were
Mhm.
going through the 911 process because she looked outside and there was an ambulance. I said, "Do you know what that is?" How important is it to have these conversations with these children, and how young do you think that people need to start?
Um, as young as when they could start walking, when they learn how to walk and they understand English and they can talk back and all that, that would be a good time. So the average would be what, 4, 6 years, between 4 and 6 years old, because now they can comprehend things. They're learning, they're taking in. So that would be a good time to program them. But I wanted to touch on too that because a lot of things is jumping through my mind. Children have to be taught go bag, what to do in case of a fire, oil, grease, carbon monoxide. They have to be taught this. Okay, stranger at the door, how cameras work. They have to know this as well. Um, because, like I said, no man left behind. That means your kids too.
Right.
So,
Oh, and teaching them not to answer the door, right? Because at a such
yeah,
at a young age, they should
yeah.
not be opening the door. Sometimes, people get into it's mom, it's dad, and they answer the door. There needs to be a code word or something. Do you agree? They need to
They
be
don't need a
awake.
code word because the notification comes up when that sensor go off. Somebody's at your front door. Everybody's phone got it. So everybody knows somebody's at the door. Just look at the camera. You don't need to go to the door, make noise, look through a peephole. Look at the damn phone. It tells you, oh, okay.
And you
And
can see, yeah.
I listen. You could be in the grocery store. I could be anywhere. I could tell if somebody's at my front door.
Yeah, and I love it because you could talk to them too. You could talk to them
But,
from anywhere.
but don't talk to nobody because the element of surprise is your best defense. Because if I talk to them, now they know they're being watched and their behavior would shift, as opposed to if you didn't talk to them, you would see what their true intent is. So don't talk to nobody.
Well, what if it's like the maintenance person that you expect? If it's somebody you're expecting,
Call
you
my
can talk to
phone.
them.
They know your phone number. Why are you at my door when you have my phone number? I don't trust maintenance people because some of them have their own way of dealing with. You have listen. This is about you and you only. Your safeguard, your family. Anybody is, and even with your own family. I hate to say this, even with your own family, because I had an incident where I told somebody to put cameras in their house because they found out one of their cousins was stealing from them. So, like I said, this is a fortitude. This is you got to fortify your house in a way where think of it as the purge. Think of it. I hate to make people paranoid, but think of it as a purge. It's you against everybody, you know, and be safe. I
You
don't care
heard
if
it.
it's some,
You
I
heard
don't
it.
care if
Better
it's a
safe than
maintenance.
sorry.
I
Better
don't
safe than
care.
sorry.
Listen, even if it's police officers coming to your door, yeah, you see uniforms, but that doesn't mean they're really cops. Call the precinct. Call 911. Let them verify. Yeah, we did send 4 officers to your house because in Brooklyn they found a whole bunch of boxes of discarded police uniform. That's weird.
So what you're saying is if people get unexpected knock at the door with the police officer, don't just trust it and open it, call and
No.
find out.
Dial 911. Hey, I have some guys with guns at my door. That's all you gotta say. I have some men at the door. I can't make out their face, and they have guns. And 911 will tell you, hey, those are police officers. They'll verify for you. No problem.
And if not, they're probably gonna tell you get away from the door, huh?
Listen, yeah, because you see uniform and badge don't mean they're police officers. They could be coming to rob you or do a home invasion. You'll never know.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so now let's talk about
And you
the
got to teach your kids this too. Remember that. Kids have to be taught that everything they see is
it's not
not
what it is.
always what it seems to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one right there. So now let's talk about public transportation. Once we get outside the house, a lot of times we're not aware, and many women, children. I mean, there's so much trafficking and human
Mhm.
trafficking, sex trafficking. People need to know what to do when they're leaving out the house, getting in the cars, and doing so much. What are some of the things that you recommend there?
Well, the first thing and foremost, women, when you come out your house, right? I don't care if it's an apartment or a house or whatever, do a 360 scan. You want to see if anybody's sitting in their car. Anytime, and I'm going to say this again to all people, especially women, children, teach your children. Anytime you walking down a sidewalk and you see a van parked at that sidewalk, cross the street, never walk past a van. Cross the street and watch the movement. Because trust me, when you cross the street, if somebody's watching you, they have to shift now and change. So this is how you can tell if somebody's following you. When you're walking and you're constantly being around, this is what I love about the cell phone. You could use your cell phone as a mirror and see what's going on behind you. But if you see a van or anything that looks like you could be snatched into, cross the street and walk. Because whoever's in that van, if they're trying to get you, now they got to get out the van and cross the street to get you. That gives you enough time to run, book it. So never walk past a van. Always cross the street away from the van.
How about parking? Parking next to these vans when you go up to Walmart shopping
Same,
centers and all these
same
places.
thing. Don't do it. Don't park there. Always avoid vans. Be mindful. Pay attention to people's waistline, hands, the way their body movement or their eyes is shifting, what they're wearing. Because it's very hard for somebody to be dressed with a winter coat or trench coat or whatever. Man, it's 85 degrees outside. Come on. Pay attention with people that are walking their dogs. Pay attention to everything around you and be ready to pivot and change in a heartbeat. That's why I tell women, I know y'all like to show your bags and all of that. It's very simplified. Wear your pocketbook around, but inside your jacket.
Or
Don't store it on the outside because it's easy. This is one of the things this is why I tell guys is, hoodies, bad news. It's easy to grab you and control you with a hoodie. People, y'all wear dreadlocks. It's easy to wrap it like spaghetti and control you.
wow.
Pocketbooks is another form. Like I said, it could be a weapon to yank you. So wear it on the inside. Don't be fast to wear it on the outside and you're walking and now they grab the pocketbook, which now makes you turn in that direction and now they're in control of you.
Yeah, it's a lot that we have to be mindful of. I mean, it's to the point now, like, coming up in the city, it used to be
Mhm.
people come up to your car and want to wash your windows. Now you have to be leery of somebody coming up talking about, can I wash your windows and put something on your car or put a piece of paper on your car? It used to be okay because they were advertising. Now you don't even want to touch the paper because you don't know if they spray something to make you pass out.
And you don't know if somebody put an Apple tag underneath or behind your license plate or underneath the tire well or whatever, because they're trying to track you. It's a lot of things we have to be mindful of, but I don't want to make people paranoid. All I want people to be is aware. Walk around your car, check your car, take it through a car wash, because sometimes whatever is attached, it may get forced off through one of them bristles or whatever. It's okay to take your car to a mechanic and put it on a lift so he can inspect it. You have to go underneath there too and be like, oh, okay. Know your car just like you know your house. I know where everything's at. Something don't look right. It's because it's not right.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Carl. Here's one that I try to make myself do. I really try to make myself do this. When you get in the car, always look in it first. Like look in the back seat.
Yes.
Look in the
Yes.
car before you get in it, and don't leave
Yes.
your windows down.
Especially if you got SUVs and all that. Never, and this is what women do, but I don't like it. You like to put your pocketbook on the passenger seat. I know you don't want to put it in front of you because if it tips or whatever, it can stop you from braking or accelerating. And don't put it in the back seat either. But I prefer if you put it behind your back. Okay.
In your seat behind you, in the
No.
driver's seat.
Right. You put your bag down in the driver's seat and then you sit down. I prefer that than you having it all over the place, because you'd be surprised what guys will do when you put that window down. They'll reach out and grab your cell phone. You know how people, they always got their cell phone in their car and it's facing. No, it should be in the middle down. This way it's harder for you to reach to get it, to steal it. They will reach in your car and take your phone. No different than reaching and take your car keys. I mean, come on.
Yeah, people are bold now. Speaking of the cars too, what about the cameras? The camera that people have. Do you recommend that everybody?
Yes. Every person, especially if you're black, should have the camera. Again, element of surprise. They got them as your rear view mirror. The camera has an SD card and it's also connected to your phone. Everything that you see in front or behind is on that camera. I recommend that. It doesn't cost not even $1.50, a buck, not even $100 on Amazon. They got some good ones, and it's connected to your phone. Even if they try to tow your car away, you get notification. Glass break, you get notification. 360 is watching, so I really am on board with that.
Wow. Now I'm going to put this question up that the Wife Scoop podcast asked. There are a lot of random attacks happening in public. What should we carry?
I hate to say this, but because see, there's good and bad in everything. I don't like women carrying sprays because they don't know how to secure it and stop it from going off in their bag, or they want to use it at the wrong time at somebody because they mad at them. But I'm gonna tell you, the best weapon that I've always believed in, especially in close quarters, fights, arguments, or anything, protest, whatever, OC-17.
OC-17 is
OC-17. Look it up. It's the only spray that I know for a fact. It kills rats, mice, roaches, and if you put a little spray on the floor, toward the floor, everybody within 20 steps from you will start choking. If you spray it directly at a person, they will not have no vision for at least a couple hours. The
It's
burning,
legal? Is it legal to have that?
it's legal to have it if you don't have no felony.
Okay.
But one little spray, I have one. I have one here, but they got the small one and they got the regular size one. And one spray will stop anybody from wanting to fight, argue, or anything. Because and milk makes it worse. Water makes it worse. So all of that, oh, I'll just put water and it makes it worse. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
see, what about how do you feel about women carrying weapons?
it can be used against you if you're overpowered by somebody 100 pounds stronger than you. You want to carry a knife? Go ahead. But if they take that knife away from you and use it on yourself, even if you're carrying a gun and they take the gun away from you and use it, I'm not a big thing about women carrying weapons per se. I
Or,
prefer I prefer
or
the I prefer the OC-17 and run.
everyone. What about if they go get lessons? A lot of times they'll get lessons.
Lesson sounds great, but and I don't want to be facetious with anybody. Lessons can be great to make you feel good, but suppose you come across somebody that knows Taekwondo. Now, all that defense training that you learned, now you're going up against somebody that's more advanced than you in it. Now what? So take the classes, learn how to defend yourself, and it also helps you, of course, stay in shape and all. But be mindful that that's not an end all be all, because just like my father told me, there's always somebody out there stronger than you. There's always somebody out there that could kick your ass.
While we're on it for the outside, because you brought it up and you said something about an officer coming to your door. What if you get pulled over by an officer? Any tips to tell people to recognize about how they need to respond if the lights come on and it's an officer or they're not sure it's an unmarked car? I know one thing I know, and that's to go to a lit up area. Any other thing that they should do?
I mean, you could dial 911, because every time they pull, let me tell you something. No matter where you are in the United States, when a cop pulls you over, he always calls it in to dispatch. They already know that he's at a traffic stop. So all you got to do is 911, they'll confirm, yes, it's a traffic stop, it's legit. So this is the thing that I've been telling black people since 2000, and I even teach my God this. Remember I told you them spare key, put it around your neck? Yeah, your driver's license, all y'all also in a little wallet around your neck. Pull it out. You're not intimidating nobody. Trust me, nobody's going to shoot you if you're reaching here as opposed to your side of your pocket or your pocketbook. Right here. I'm pulling it out. Here's the chain. My ID's right here. That's it. So your state ID, your driver's license, your insurance, your registration is right here in this little wallet. Also, student ID right here. Now your kids are protected because they're doing this as opposed to stop doing that.
Or
I know,
reaching for the glove compartment?
no, never. No, I got it right here around my neck. I don't have to reach. I don't want to give you the impression that I got anything. I'm prepared right here. You cannot shoot me because I'm here. I'm reaching for my ID. It's right here on my chain. There you go. Come on. You
And
have
while we're
you
having that conversation, let me just ask a question too, because a lot of time parents don't have this conversation about when they get stopped, how to respond, react, or speak. Because sometimes you come across people that are very aggressive, very negative, and sometimes the young people are combative. What is the best recommendation if you encounter an officer who is not the most positive,
mhm.
and to tell our children or even adults how to respond to that so that they don't make it worse or escalate it?
There's an app that you can download in your phone that records audio and video while your screen is black. Okay, so that should be activated the moment you see them lights going on behind you. Activate that, so this way everything that is being said, everything that because remember, if you holding your phone up like this at the officer, he knows he's being recorded. But if you activate that app, everything that is being seen or heard is being recorded, and he has no clue because your screen is black. There's no lights showing or nothing. That's one. Two, if you're a woman and you're traveling with kids, please teach them to shut the up. Nobody says a word. Only you, the driver, is talking. Train them that anytime you get pulled over, you know exactly who to contact on your phone, young man, young lady, while mom is getting stopped. So this way, there's a contingency. Where you at? This is what the person on the other end know. Where you at and what's going on. This way, you have backup coming. I don't care where you're at. Train your kids to get on their phone and know exactly who to contact, who's going to come up and handle business. Because remember, if they take the car to kids, somebody got to be there that you trust. There you go. Your son or your daughter's in the back seat taking care of business while you're dealing with the cops.
And they're not, because most people, they're gonna start doing this. They're gonna get out and start recording.
No, never do that. Never do that.
That's
like
what
I said, the element of surprise is your best defense. So again, you got cameras in your window pointing outward. It looks like a damn clock. Nobody's gonna pay any attention. You have that light bulb or that fire detector. That's a camera. Nobody's gonna pay any attention. And right there in your rearview mirror, that's your camera around your whole car, including your phone. There's ways you can do things in stealth mode where you're protected, but you have nothing to worry about.
And Carl, what you say the name of the app is?
Give me a second and I'll show.
So there's an app, ladies and gentlemen, that we can actually use to record where it's not so obvious. Because sometimes they do get defensive when they know they're being recorded.
Of course. Hold on.
And sometimes they get aggressive. Put that phone down and try to snatch it. I've seen them do that too.
Right.
And just like she said, right, we want to keep our sons alive and daughters.
Yeah, that's the
And
most important
adults and
thing.
husbands and wives and family members. Yeah, definitely.
Because trust me, they really don't give a damn. Okay, one is a voice recorder. Let me see if I can.
It's called a voice recorder. Okay.
Yeah, one is a voice recorder. Okay, it's red, and you'll be able to see it. I can send it to you.
Oh well, I know most phones have a voice recorder.
Right, but
yeah.
but the reason why I like this one is because when you hit it, your screen is, you know how your screen
it's black.
black.
It doesn't look like it's nothing happening.
Right, and that's what I like about it.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to Carl because Carl has, he's been in the industry for a long time, and having a prepared mindset involved being proactive and being aware and having mental toughness, and having a routine. And so what he's trying to do is give us some things that we need to know to make us aware and some things to incorporate a routine. And he's given us some visualizations, and telling us different scenarios. But Carl, sometimes people panic. And I know having a prepared mindset means being calm. And everybody doesn't know how to remain calm. Sometimes people just panic. So that's something that we can't really teach or tell people, correct? I mean, it's just
for every second that you panic and utilize your emotion, you're taken away from your safety. Every second that you allow or utilize your emotion, your anger, or all this stuff, you're taken away from what you need to respond in order to be safe. It could be against, like I said, pull over with the attitude cop. It could be an argument with a chick, a dude. It could be a stranger, whatever. Think it through. I forgot what they call it, but it's like hindsight thinking.
Yeah.
You understand? While you're in the moment, man, what can I do? Okay, I see the bottle on the right. Okay, but I see the exit. But okay, I see he's about 180 pounds, 5'9". Okay, think quick.
Wow. Let me ask you this. So we're going to also talk about some informational tips, like things of what to withhold and what not to withhold. What are some things that when people do, they give too much, they share too much, they tell too much. And a lot of times there's a lot of identity theft and things going on. Any suggestions there?
Well, one of the things that I always get teased about and ragged on a lot Social media, even in my private life, I don't get it too much in my private life, only social media. But stop telling people your age. Stop telling people your age because your age leads to your date of birth. If people have your first and last name, your social security number, and your date of birth, they can run amok on getting new identity in your name and do all kinds of stuff. So please stop telling people the year you're born because if they don't have the year, it kind of makes it harder for them to do strange things with your identity. Just saying, because what we're always confronted, rather it's medical or court or whatever we do. What's one of the key elements that they always ask? What's your date of birth?
So on a lot of these platforms, they ask you that. So I guess there are some people who make up dates.
You
Then
have to, you have to, you have to. Or like I said, just a year. Keep listen on so many things. My birthday was May 14th, 1900 for the longest. Okay.
1900.
1900, 1904, because I don't like giving out information because I even had my a relative of mine steal my identity. Okay, a few years back, and this is why here I go trying to get a passport. This fool went ahead and tried to get a passport, in my name, but it wasn't me. And thank God the federal agents that came and showed me everything. The signature was wrong. But the thing that flagged it is because of what? They didn't have the date of birth.
Ah, so he didn't have it. Even your family
Right.
didn't know it.
Right. So because he didn't have my date of birth, that's why I never got the passport and it got flagged. So
Now, on that note, I know a lot of time people talk a lot about authentication and your passwords and clicking on things unnecessarily. So getting into that, that's a whole nother topic. So we're not going to get into that. But be safe on the internet because it's a lot happening out there with scammers, and protect your children on the internet. If you have them on the internet, make sure that you have restricted access. Okay, restricted access, and you know what they're doing because I'm telling you, man, these predators are lurking, and they get into these children. So you have to be real careful.
it, it's
And pay
it's
attention.
it's like fortifying your home from mice coming in. You check around the pipes, you check around every crevice and corner, radiator, whatever. You do what you can to fortify it, and that's the same way you have to be about your personal information. I get it. We want to know things. I,
Yeah,
when I met people and they'd be like, "Well, tell me how old you are." Listen, all I can tell you is Method Man is older than me. I'm not AARP eligible, but I'm over 21. I'm within your age range. That's all you gotta say. You don't have to be specific.
now here's another thing. We came up, baby boomers, like for myself as a baby boomer, I'll be general. uh we carried our social security card everywhere. Nowadays we're telling people don't carry that stuff around, because if you get that wallet stolen,
Correct.
if it does happen, you're gonna have to call and block everything, and then call and let them know,
It's
and
too much.
immediately.
This is why I said the only personal ID you need on you is your debit card, one credit card, and your driver's license or your state ID. Your kids, all they need is their student ID, their state ID, and keep it around your neck in that little ass wallet, and you're good.
Yeah,
You don't need a whole bunch of stuff. Leave that in your safe.
yeah, because your social security is like gold. It's like
Yeah,
gold.
well, you could take a picture of it and have it in your phone.
Yeah. And you almost have to be careful with the phone now because it's crazy because a lot of times when you get access to a lot of these sites, they ask you, can we access your phone? So sometimes you have to be
Mhm.
careful with that too, because
Yeah.
you don't know what they can see in your phone. And if you are uploading to clouds and things like that, everything you take a picture of goes to the cloud. And then
Automatically.
you need to know how much access does your cloud have,
Mhm.
to how much access do others have to your cloud? You know what I mean? So it's a lot to think about, you know.
It is.
So it's a lot to think about. So having a prepared mindset sometimes can sound like you're almost being paranoid to be prepared. So is it how how thin is the line between paranoia and preparedness?
Well, as long as you don't have tin foils and things covering your window and walking around like like you're on edge, you can enjoy life. I'm talking about basic things that people can do on a regular basis that comes natural. You understand? My wallet is not the same as the same wallet where I would have my registration and such in. Or give an example. Each car has its own wallet with registration and insurance card in it. The title is locked up in the safe. Um, you have to spread things around, but I don't keep anything with my name and personal in my car. I never do. Always keep that in your house locked up. A lot of things will be in your phone. How do you store your phone when you're walking around? I see people keep their phone in their back pocket. That's a no-go. Anything can happen. Keep your pocket in the inside pocket. If you got a jacket on or whatever, keep it on the inside or put it in your front pocket where you can always keep tabs with it. But don't have that jingling anywhere and everywhere where it's unsecured, where somebody, it could fall out or somebody could pickpocket you. Don't do that. Many females carry their phones in their breast area, but then it start perspiring, and now it gets wet up. No, no,
I
no.
tell you something else that just came to my mind about the phone that I learned a very valuable lesson on.
Mhm.
Your emergency contacts, make sure you have a name in there for them. So like a family member or something, because if they have to go to your phone and call your emergency contact and you got them in there as Bubba or Boo,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know who that is. You need to say daughter, husband, some kind of clue so that if there's an emergency and they have to go to your phone. Now, let me ask you something. If your phone is locked and it's an emergency and it's a police or something, can they get through that?
No,
They can't, right?
no, not on site. They would have to take it to Taru, and Taru has ways of getting in there without the password and all of that.
Wow.
Not on
So,
site, no.
wow. So I appreciate you taking time to give us these tips. We can't give you everything in one episode. So what we're going to do is come back once a month and
All right.
Carl is going to share some stuff about ice, and we knew that we couldn't get into that today because that would be a whole conversation in itself. But right now, there's a lot happening with people that are from the U.S. and not citizens of the U.S. really need to know what to do to be prepared. So on the next episode, when we come back, we're going to have some information, and we're going to talk about how you can be prepared, whether you are from here or not. And then
And something,
recognizing real ICE agent versus phony ones, and just really understanding your rights and what to do. Am I right, Carl?
yes, I always wanted to add this too, especially with single mothers. Start teaching your kids safe words, code words. You know, I said it because you know the code word.
Mm,
Teach your kids code word. If I said that so and so was coming to pick you up from school, what's the code word?
mm,
You don't know the code word? I'm not. No, no, no. Even if it's your baby daddy coming to the school, your baby daddy should know the code word. So people need to start using code word. So this way it authenticate that it's you that said yada yada yada, whatever it is with your kids. Use
right.
code words.
Yeah. So nobody can just come up and say, your mama told me to pick you up
No.
today. And they pull up in the
Okay.
car.
Well,
And you
what's the
jump in
code
the car.
word? What's the
Yeah.
code word?
Yeah.
And that's
And
it.
the code word needs to change every so often, right?
Right. Right. Because my god kids, they use my badge number.
Mm.
Come on.
They still have your badge number and you
Yeah.
retired and they still use your badge number.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I used to use
That's
my
good.
badge
So
number. Yeah.
code word, if you're just coming in, we talked about things you need to do in the household in regards to how you need to prepare yourself, how you need to prepare exit plan, the things you need to have in your house. We talked about
Hmm.
being prepared and knowing your surroundings on the outside. We talked about some things about how you can protect your information. We're just getting started with the prepared mindset. We have had 3 different shows with this series for 2026. We started out with about that wallet, talking about ways that you can do what you need to do to protect your money. And
Yeah.
Lisa Stocks is here. We're going to be doing some stuff. She's going to be doing a series on how to protect your stocks and your investments. So we're excited about that. We can't wait till we get into that with her. We had Dash that talked about how to protect your mental and how to keep yourself healed. So if you have not done it yet, please subscribe and then go back and check out these episodes because they are really giving it to us. Next, we're going to have Dr. Carol Diggs. She is a certified dementia practitioner. She's going to be giving us information on how to help our aging parents beyond medicine and things that we need to know if they're in a facility or if they're at home. So we are not just having shows where we're interviewing people and they're telling their stories. By the way, Carl's story is here too. If you scroll back, you'll see his story too. But we are also having informational sessions now. So it's not just about entertainment. The internet is so much more. And on Storytime Podcast, we are trying to give you a broad array of things to help you in everyday life. So, Carl, I want to thank you so much.
No
I'm not going to
problem.
keep you long this time because, you know, I got this toothache. I get this tooth pulled tomorrow. Lord, help me. Pray for me. But any closing comments you want to tell the people in regards to what we talked about today overall?
I mean, like I said, if there's any questions, you can hit me up on Instagram. I think it's up there. I'm not sure, but Karl Shaft 2000. I mean, whatever. Armed Bodyguard or that's so long, but Karl Shaft 2 because I got multiple pages. Karl Shaft 2. Just hit
Oh,
me
because I
up.
thought, yeah, you usually use the bodyguard more than that one because the
Yeah,
cost.
but I connect them all together, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Karl Shaft 2, Instagram, they're all together. It doesn't matter which one you hit me up on, I can respond to them. But yeah, just ask me a question. I don't mind answering it.
Yeah, because he does this. He lives this. He really sincerely, like if you ever have a conversation with him online, you'll know that he's serious about these things. He's serious about these things. He has a posture where he's going to let you know this is who he is, and he wants you to be safe. So I want to thank y'all for being here tonight, and we will not be here for a couple of days because probably won't want to talk after I get this tooth pulled. So, but we have a hell of a lineup coming up, man. I'm telling you, just go back, check out some of the shows, and look at what's coming. Hopefully one day. Carl, tell the people what you do on Thursdays, how they can follow you on Thursdays, what you have going on over
Oh,
Evo Channel too.
on Thursday we have we have Evo's Men's Live. It's like a barbershop with a bunch of us brothers. We take so many different topics, not just relationships, and we talk about it just like guys in the barbershop. And we take questions from the comment sections and respond to them. And we have a couple of laughs. Sometimes we'll even have game night where we go through a series of trivia question, urban trivia questions, and we have fun. So we have the men's talk on Evo Live 8 o'clock every Thursday with us brothers, and it gets wild sometimes. It gets deep. We try not to offend people, but hey, there's disclaimers.
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. I say, and I want to say thank you to those who popped in and those who will come back and do the replay and the Wife School podcast. We want to thank you too. She has a podcast as well. We got to get your story, okay? We want to thank you so much. You said good show. We want to get your story. The goal is what my goal is. A lot of us know each other from what we do, but we don't know who we are.
Yeah.
A lot of people know what we do, but we don't know who we are. So
how we got there.
Yeah, so people want to know who we are. So listen, thank you. I got to give this mouth a rest. Wife School Podcast, hit me up. You have my number. We have numbers. Let's talk. And y'all be on Evolution Evo for the men's. And then follow her because she does some things, some good things too. And then come on back and share and let us know. Subscribe. Carl, we'll see you next month. Thank you so much for sharing. And everybody, see you on the next story time. My name is Crystal. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. All right. And so we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Please subscribe and comment and let us know if there's any comment that you want us to talk about, anything particular, any topics. Okay. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. Keep up alive. All right.
catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey!